First of all, I kept the bylaws on here. At each members meeting, I'm going to have that link. Our bylaws are on the app. We redid them in 2021. And one of the things, the little adjustments we made was the process in which we nominate and install elders. And we had several reasons for that. But we are, right now, as of today, we are installing Mike Martini. Woo! And we are booting. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. My brother has served for 6 years. He's not here. Maybe he's watching online. He's served for 6 years, and he has done a great job, including he's the one that headed up our writing these bylaws and stuff for the last year, and that was a process that took a while. And so as of today, Jeremy is stepping down. The bylaws say that an elder can serve for a minimum of 3 years, and then at the end of that 3-year term, if the other elders are okay with it and have 100% vote, then they can stay on for another 3 years. Because what we found is that by the time 3 years goes by, being an elder is a lot about relationships, because we've got to trust each other. We've got to make sure that there's transparency between us and we have a lot of trust. And 3 years was about the time, and what we were finding is that it took to really get that transparency. And so when we had everybody rotating off, as soon as we really felt comfortable to share and to speak our mind and all of that thing, the 6 years seems to be about a good time. But we also want to be able, we don't want to have just a club that if you got here first, you get to stay on as an elder forever. So we're excited to have Mike Martini, new blood, as they say. And so Mike, welcome to the elder board. And yes. And and we also, if you get a chance, reach out and just say thanks to Jeremy, because he has done a great job for us. Yes. Woohoo, Jeremy. All right. Hey, Beth, I'm going to have you come stand next to me, even though you don't know you're supposed to, because I'm going to do the finance report, but Matt Masulo, who was supposed to do it, he's down. He's down for the count. He got injured, okay? And so Beth is just going to stand here, and she's going to nod, saying, yes, we are all on board with this, okay? And so I just want to make sure you know that the numbers I'm going to read are not numbers I made up. We had a finance meeting, all these things. Haley, you could do the same thing if you want to come stand. We have a team. Mike's back there. I just want y'all to know that these are good. We just ended our first quarter. To remind you, our fiscal quarter is from October to September. The reason for that for this church is because December is usually our strongest year, and sometimes it's a struggle if your last month is when you make most of your money, because then you're trying to tell people at Christmas, you got to give so we can make budget. But we don't do that in this church because you guys give generously. So I do want to thank y'all for that. We had a great first quarter. Our first quarter numbers are going to be, I think, up on the screen. So 103% right now of our general budget. So right now we're tracking ahead. Remember, that's because we're in our strongest quarters. Yeah, go ahead. That's good. Very, very good. So for the first quarter, we brought in our $70,000 was what we had budgeted. It's about $23,333, and then there's 1 penny extra on the other on one of those months. So $73,000. This is just the general budget. $73,497.13. I don't know why I put that K there, because I'm an idiot. But it's not 1,000 on top of that 73,000. It's just 73,000. That's on our. So we made our budget for the first quarter. So I just want to say, continue doing what you're doing. Continue to give generously. There's so much that enables us to do when we know that we're funding our church and the things that God has put before us. Let me just show our accounts right now. I think they're on here. Yes. We have $80,000 in just our general account, $80,533. Now, one caveat to this is the Christmas budget for last year. The Christmas, that was assigned missions for this year. And so that's included in this, but it became our missions budget because we had so much from last year that we didn't want to do this mission budget and just keep piling up a stack of cash. We want to make sure that the missions budget is giving away. I don't know if that makes sense to y'all. So We have $80,000 in our general account that funds our operations, including our missions, okay? And some of that was money that came in at last year's Christmas offering. This year's Christmas offering, $23,753. Our goal was $15,000, so you guys really generous. I mean, it's amazing to me. The generosity in this church. It is amazing to me what we're going to be able to do with that. So the plan for that money this time is we're not going to do the last 2 years with COVID, we've kind of set on the money, kind of waiting to see, is there a big need coming where, I mean, is somebody going to lose their house? Is there something coming that we need to just have a little bit of stack of cash that's just ready to give away? What we really feel is we need to be at least starting to disperse some of that to our mission partners. So this year, especially with Embrace, that wasn't in our budget. So now we've got some money for Embrace. Another thing that the elders will be talking about, the Canusies, we did their tuition last year or last semester. Now we'll probably be able to do that for them this one as well. So there's a lot of good things that come from y'all giving that. All our mission partners will benefit from this as well, but needs that come up will come out of that Christmas offering. Building fund is still growing, y'all, $321,000, and that is incredible. Y'all, thank y'all. We haven't even pushed it really. Just so y'all remember, when we moved into this, we were at $200,000. We spent $50,000 of the building to get. So our building fund was at $150,000 when we moved in here. So we've doubled our building fund without doing anything. And we're about to start a capital campaign coming up in, it's going to start Easterish. And we're going to make our final push to see where God takes us on that. So financially, you guys are doing a great job. Kelly, you have a question? The $23,753 is the amount we brought in this year from giving. And so that is in a special account it's just designated missions. It can go anywhere. Now, last year we had more. So technically, last year we did not disperse, or I should say the 2020 offering, we did not disperse everything because we already had our mission stuff in the budget. And so we were sitting on some cash. And so what we did when the new year, fiscal year came, we didn't have a line item for missions because we already were sitting on about $20,000. And so we just kind of absorbed that into the general account, and our missions were funded from that. Does that make sense?
So the leftover in the Christmas offering designated to missions, you had so much in it, you were able to put some back in the general fund, and now that's our new account balance.
Yes. And so now our regular giving to Hope for the Fatherless, our regular giving, we've even got like 7,000 or 8,000 that's in our general account that's just designated that we're going to use towards this 5K. So there's all the mission stuff that we were planning on doing. That money's just it's just there. This is all new money, and this we haven't decided how we're going to disperse yet. So all that to say, y'all have given a lot, and we have a lot of money to give away. Really, with our missions budget and this, I mean, it's like $40,000 we're going to be giving away. Does that sound right, Haley? Yeah. Allocated, that's a much better word. You speak better than I do. Yes. It wasn't just thrown in there. It was allocated towards specific things. Yes. Does that make sense? Yes, Daniel.
So if the missions are being funded from the general account, what is the mission specific fund?
For the Christmas offering? Yes. All right, so the Christmas offering, we don't have it designated yet. But basically, as we begin to plan, are we going on a mission trip? So if we're going on a mission trip, how much funds from that? What that's going to allow us to do is if this year, if we don't do a full campaign, let's say we have 5 people go to Peru and that usually costs $3,000 or $2,000, somewhere on there, we might be able to knock that down to $1,500 or say, hey, we can take a chunk out of this. It will also allow us when we do our 10K, which were our 5K, man, not 10K, 5K for Ethiopia, it'll allow us to really to invest in in a good quality event, and so it's designated for our mission partners and for missions, but the elders will have actual approval on where it goes. So, and there's input anywhere. So in other words, if the 5K comes and says, hey, we're going to need $10,000, then they would bring that to the elders. And so if you're on a mission, anything missions, if you're, and you say, I need this much for what I'm doing, the elders would be able to say, okay, we've got money set aside for that request, and we'd be able to discuss it. So all that doesn't have a allocation yet, except for it's going to missions, international or local somehow. It's going to allow us to enhance our local missions as well, but it will, like Peru and stuff, it will be able to help that as well. Any other? Yes. The target goal for the building fund, good question. Okay, so we now have a clearer picture of what it's going to take. It's going to take what a bank will only give us at most 2.5 times what our annual budget is. Right now, our annual budget is about maybe $300,000. It's less than that, but what we bring in is $300,000 total or whatever. Basically, the max we anticipate a bank giving us would be about $800,000, maybe more. Now, whatever we have in cash boosters that. So like right now, if we just said, let's go after a building, we could probably, with sitting on $300,000, we could probably get $1 million or something like that, okay? That's with our down payment. That's with what we've got in them. Now, there's a couple of places in Wiley that we've looked at and that we're going to continue to pursue, but we anticipate that 1.1, 1.2 is the minimum to get into a spot, and it might not even be the spot we want. So in some instances, we could be close, but through the scope of the campaign, we're probably going to try to raise at least another 250. So if we could be sitting on 500,000, that puts us to where we're maybe $1.3 million, whatever. But also keep in mind in that if the budget is what determines what's lent, the more we grow and the more people we have, the more we're going to be able to do. And so inviting people and loving your church is a good thing to do. So all that to say, God could move, and we're in position, if the right thing comes along, to this year something could happen. I'm not counting on it. We're gonna play the long game and be ready for the short game, basically, is our mindset. Okay? Good question. All right, Beth, anything to add?
I think we're doing a great job as a church, and I love that we give so much financially and emotionally to all of our members and everybody who attends the church.
Give yourself a hand. Thank you very much. Yeah, thank you, Beth. Yeah, we meet finance team, Mike Nash, Haley, Beth, John Williams, and Matt Masulo, and we go over everything that's spent in this church, so they do a great job. Lead team, we're going to go quickly through this, and Ashley, if you want to go ahead and make your way up here, I'll hand off to you in just a second. Volunteer signups are going to start on the 24th. We're going to basically do what we are doing with groups as well, and that is we release you so that you can sign back up. We do need volunteers. I got up this morning and helped out with the setup team. Setup team always, and it was kind of fun, I'm not going to lie. I thought, but then I was up at 6:30, so it wasn't a big deal to me. But we also have now a youth ministry, so consider that as well. But the 24th and then the 30th, so the last 2 weeks of January, we're going to be pushing, we want you to sign up. If you're already on a group, if you're already in a serve team and you know you want to re-sign with that serve team, go ahead and let your team leader know so that you can sign up. But we always like to make sure that we can, that you're not stuck on a team forever, but that it also gives you, hey, I'm going to stay on this team. I'm not just going to drop off mid-stream so that it leaves somebody in the lurch. Yeah, that's all I've got for the lead team. Real quick, Chelsea, anything on the greeting? No. Greeters are awesome. Thank you for the greeting. All right, Ashley, groups report.
So like Joel said, we are starting a new session of Connect groups. It'll start the week of January 17th. So all Connect groups have been cleared, which means you are technically no longer in a group. And so what I want you to do right now is to pull out your phone and go to the app. And if you go to the app, you will see, Gordon just texted me. You're going to see a button that says Connect Group Signups. And you're going to click that. And it's going to list all of the groups. We have 2 new groups that are starting this sesh. The Charumas are going to be leading an online group, and then Chase and I are going to be leading a group as well. And then all of our amazing Connect group leaders, they are leading again as well. Now we have some other options outside of Wednesday. So if Wednesday didn't work for you before, there's some options for you there. So go ahead and go online. You'll be able to see when they're meeting. I'm sorry? I'm done. Oh, thank you. Exactly, yes. You're going to go online and you're going to see the time, what they're studying, and things like that. If you have any questions about it, let me know. And then once you do that, your Connect group leader will reach out to you with details. That's it as far as Connect groups. Okay, so kids. Now we're going to talk about our kids area. So our kids area is growing, which is awesome. We have more kids coming in, and we have new families coming. And so, like Joel said, one thing that we're all going to be doing is signing up for new serve teams. And so I want to just put it out there. One thing that is our next step in the CPC kids area is to have another class, another section, if you will, in elementary. So right now we have a kindergarten, first grade, and we have second through fourth grade, but they are both getting big, which is great. And so we would love to have another section in there. And so if that's something that you're interested in, and please know that I can help you prep and prepare. I will literally hand you a bag with your lesson plan and your materials. And we do a whole group lesson, and it's a lot of fun. So that's an opportunity to serve in the kids. Also, wanted to let the families know that we have a family seminar coming up. We are hoping that it's going to be in February, and this will be in person. Childcare will be provided, so that's something that you don't have to worry about. And this will be an opportunity for you to walk away. My hope is that you can walk away from that Saturday equipped and with materials in your hand to go home and disciple your children the next morning. And immediately start with easy, not we're all going to sit down for an hour and sing Kumbaya and then do an hour-long Bible study, but just some quick, easy things so you can make disciples of your children in your home.
Very good. All right. Any questions for Ashley? All right. Tafadzwa, student minister.
Hey. All right, so quick updates. Student ministry so far has been going great. We've been averaging about 8 kids. We've had a max of 12 or 13 on one day. What we need is some volunteers. Anyone that has a heart for student ministry, please come talk to me. Hey, how can I help? I want to be a part. I need a female leader as well as another male leader. Right now we're a small group, so about 2 people. What that entails will be just helping out with small groups, and then come March, late March, we're going to start hopefully doing weekly meetings on Wednesday nights, so that'll be another commitment. So come talk to me about what the commitment looks like. If you have it in mind, that's something you want to do let me know, because you're more than welcome. I'm looking for people that will want to help and minister to and disciple the kids. So that's really about it right now. I'll let you know more later.
Yeah, any questions for Tafadzwa? All right, Tafadzwa is doing a great job preaching today, which, yay. All right, a couple of things. We've got 5 minutes left. Go to the member meeting agenda. Go down and you'll see the events, or just click on events, I guess. We try to keep this updated so that you can know in the app what's coming up. Starting Point lunch, I already mentioned that. Next week, Starting Point following this. If you know anybody that's new to the church, or you invite somebody, try to get them to Starting Point as best you can, or let me know, hey, Joel, send them an invitation. We'll do that. If you want to help out with Starting Point, that would involve going to get food, stuff like that, we could use some help there as well. The focus retreats, really what I want to hit hard before we close. The Focus Retreat came out of a time of prayer with our leadership in September, and I think it could not be hitting to me just right when we need it. So it's going to be in 3 weeks. It's going to be on the 21st. Is that 2 or 3 weeks? That's like 2 weeks now. It's not this week, but the following week. We are extending signups to this is the last day. It costs $80 per person. Married couples or 2 people to a room. If you're married, we'll put you with your spouse. If unless you request otherwise, I guess. But we'll put you with your spouse. If you're single, you can pick your roommate, or we'll make sure you have a roommate. And maybe you'll luck out and get your own room. I don't know. I don't know. But food will be provided. It's going to be a time of where you're going to go away, and instead of us talking a lot, it's going to be a lot of us of guided prep. So you can bring your, we're going to have you bring your calendar. We're going to have you bring your Bible. We're going to have you bring kind of if you've already, like I spend a lot of time at the end of the year praying and planning my upcoming year, what I want to do. And I'm going to bring all those, my journal and stuff like that, and we're going to have a time where it's going to be guided, so you're not going to just be on your own, but you're going to be able to kind of examine this year. And I really am going to try to take an account of people who go on this retreat and how their year goes compared to people that skip it and say, oh, I don't need to waste time going on a retreat, prayer retreat and spiritual retreat. We'll see. But one of the things I want y'all to know that's coming out of this is our Connect groups are going to be really trying to hold us accountable through the year of, hey, you said at the beginning of the year you were trying to get off social media, or you said you were trying to, that God had put this on your heart to do this, or whatever it is. And you're going to have people in your groups that are going to know, hey, I made this commitment. So we're going to try to not just do this retreat, but what comes out of this retreat, support it throughout the year with the focus nights, and with the focus nights will be a time where you recommit each quarter of, hey, we want to make sure we're doing what we said God told us to do. And then your groups will also reinforce that. So you can sign up. You could have signed up by now if you click on right now. So if you haven't done that, I really want to encourage you. If the money is a problem, that money covers food and lodging, pretty much everything. It's going to be at Mount Lebanon, which is about an hour away. But if money is a problem, then money is not a problem, because if that's your excuse, we will make sure that we do everything we can do to, we do have some money set aside that we can make available for that. Don't let that be your excuse, okay? Any questions about the Focus Retreat? Out of curiosity, who signed up for the Focus Retreat? All right, good. We got about half. Now, everybody look at the people. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm not going to do that. But we could. No, I really think it's going to be beneficial. Looking on here, First Saturday Serves. Also, I want to put that on. We got another minute or two left. Joey. Yes. Today, again, right now, sign up today. This is the last day. He's referring to the Focus Retreat, yeah. So on the last thing is we are keeping our commitment on the first Saturday serve of the month with the Wiley Community Care. Is that what it is? Yeah, the Wiley Christian Care Center. Yes, there's a lot of C's in all of these things that we support locally. You can go on, and now that we're at the beginning of the year, when you go on the events, if you just click on and you want to do that, you can now click on the month, and because we're all in the same year, you can sign up for whatever month you want. I'm going to encourage each group. I'm probably going to reach out to the groups because it needs to get a little more organized at this point. They are very organized, but so far I've just been kind of taking volunteers from wherever. But it's a lot of work for me to try to figure out, do we have enough today on Saturday? Do we enough? So I'm going to try to probably go to the groups and have your group do one and then another group do one. That way we can knock it out. Only need 3 or 4 from your group, not your whole group. So one group can probably divide up and do just do two a year, and you're probably, you serve once a year, you're probably good. It's a lot of fun though, and they're really organized. So I do want y'all to go, if you have time today, sign up for what month you want to do it. Talk to your group maybe and find out, when you can do it. All right, any questions on any of these upcoming events? So for the main community events, we are trying to financially are still supporting the Collin County Child Advocacy Center. And in fact, you're going to get to hear a little bit about them as well in the next couple of weeks because we're going to have a representative from there come and kind of give the other side of the Embrace partners with them a lot. So Embrace, being a new local partner, we are going to have more stuff with Embrace. With the Wiley Christian Care Center, we also have that. We might get involved in some of their school drives. We don't have anything right now on the books to do here, but I do anticipate at some point doing. It's still tricky with the schools as far as what we can do. Last time I was able to get tacos prepared in advance for them and drop them off, but I wasn't even able to come in. We certainly can't serve burgers like we used to and all that stuff. But so there's opportunities if you know of anything. And we're going to be looking at the community events. And my main thing on community events, we've kind of, like with a Christmas parade, rather than making a float this year, we gave our people off with the idea of, hey, you could go and enjoy it, rather than we don't have to work. Just being a part of the community means we can also go and enjoy the community. Sometimes we don't have to do it. We'll probably try to focus some of that to, hey, let's meet here and go as a group to this event or something. That might be some things too. But that's, right now, that's about it. What you see on the schedule is about what we've got planned other than our mission partners. Anything else? Good question, Daniel. Any other questions? Anything about anything that we've talked about today or anything that